Governor, good morning, and I too am very, very pleased to see you. I think I got patched into a Channel 3 news report that was not supposed to be part of what was going on the Capitol steps. I was talking about budget reform here, and so if I am the person that's being alluded to up on the dais, I have no problem saying I won't raise taxes. My people have told me time and time again that that's what they want to hear. But I do want to correct a little bit. When you were in with our caucus, we asked you if you would put some pension reform on the ballot, and you said no. We asked you if you would do some regulatory relief or help us with some of that. In particular,
I don't think I did say no, because that's not my position. I think if we can get some pension reform, if we can get some regulatory relief, that would be a very good thing.
Well, if we could get that on the ballot this time,
hopefully we could make some.
I would like to see that. Regulatory relief, in particular, I recall it was, with regard.
Well, if we get it on the ballot, would you then join and get it on the ballot?
We have, let me see what you're putting on.
Okay, but if you want to do that,
No.
if that's serious, let's do it.
No,
we want some pension reform, we want some regulatory reform. I probably want more than some of these folks want.
I'm sorry, Governor,
This is your chance to make them do something that they don't want to do. All you got to do is step up and do something you don't want to do.
It is my chance. Unfortunately, we have raised taxes before. We have implemented mild little pension reform that it doesn't do a thing for us now. We got passed Prop 25 a couple years ago, or last year. I believe the people decided on a majority vote budget. Unfortunately, what you're being faced with, and I have sympathized with you on many occasions, is that for the first few months of this year, December is the last report that I get from the controller, we have taken in $43 billion in revenues, and we have spent $54 billion. So we're begging, borrowing, stealing. And also from the controller's report, we have unemployment increasing in the state of California. I have an LAO report here that says from the legislative analyst that says if we were to reduce unemployment by 2%, it would add $1.1 billion. So I want to work with you in whatever way we can, but you control the message. You're the big guy here. What you say hits the papers. And so I want to have a pro-growth message for you, with you, for California. Yes to private sector jobs. We need those because we have to have people working to generate the revenues that you need. But the only thing we ever hear in this House about revenues is increasing taxes. And yes to regulatory relief. That is an extra tax. We have to have some kind of halt. There's 2,000 bills coming out of this House going to hit your desk. Many of them were rejected by the previous governor, a lot of regulatory issues. And they are praying that you're going to sign these, and I hope you don't, because we are killing our state's private sector employment. I have an article here from one of the members on the other side of the aisle where businesses are now fleeing to Yuma across the border. I mean, how desperate can you be? Yes to helping you reduce state spending. We are yes to helping you, and I have provided your staff, maybe it didn't get to you, with ideas as how we can do this. A 20% across-the-board cut in all departments without personnel, taking personnel issues totally off the table, saves us $1.2 billion. Now, I say yes to that. Let's do that. Let's show the people of California that the state can downsize, that we can trust the people, the employees of California State, to know what they need to spend, what they don't, and where they can save. I say yes to all those things. I've got some more yes suggestions, but you control the press. And when you say that all we say is no, I'm very, very hurt and very insulted, because I have tried to have an open dialogue on this, but the only thing that you want yes to, and the only thing that the members of the other side of the aisle want yes to, because they have a majority party budget, is yes to more taxes. And we can't go there. We need to see something. The people of California need to see something done on their behalf by the leaders up here. And if the leaders up here want to raise taxes, they can do so But I think we're having a lot of waffling on your side of the aisle for doing that, and they want us to walk the plank with them, but only for that. So I'm sorry. I would love to end this on a happy note. I appreciate you coming. You have been the most forthcoming governor. We never saw the last one. And because of the last governor, you're dealing with what you have today, and I apologize for that. But we have to move forward, and we have to quit ridiculing each other for trying to support what we believe in and trying to move the ball forward. Thank you.
Just a couple of points there. When you try to cut 20% from the state to generate $1 billion, I mean, we are trying to cut as much as we can. If you hit the prisons at 20%, you'd be talking releases. This would be pretty serious. So we got to look at it with a scalpel, not just a sledgehammer. And we are cutting billions. So if there are some easier ways to do it, I'll be glad to look at that. And again, we're talking not about new taxes. We're talking about extending the ones that people have gotten used to. And they're there, and we're only talking about it for a temporary period, or we're talking about the cuts. And as I tell people, I will hold up the budget until we get the cuts, if that's where you want to go. But I think it's so serious, the impact on schools, on public safety, that I think we ought to have the voters weigh in on that, yes or no. And obviously, I want to see a yes, but you want to see a no. I think that would really reinvigorate the democratic process if we actually had a debate. And I think it'd be good. I'd even debate you in Orange County. You'd get a lot of coverage, but you got to vote to put it on the ballot. If you want to debate me, you got to vote to put it on the ballot so we can have a legitimate debate that you feel good about. If you don't feel good about it, then there's not much to talk about. And remember, it's not a tax. It's a let the people speak.